Well, before it was a film in 1962, The Music Man was a Broadway musical, winning 5 Tony Awards in 1957.
A revival in 2000 produced a new generation of fans of con man Harold Hill and the gang. Janesville's 2 high schools are presenting a joint production of The Music Man later this month.
Our Michael Bruno goes backstage and sits in on a recent rehearsal.
The consonant K especially bothers me, all right? Clear Lake, picnic, back.
What the heck? You're welcome. Join us at the picnic. You can have your fill of all the food you bring yourself. You really ought to give Iowa a try.
So I'm in one of my favorite places, the costume shop. We're going to meet one of the 2 Mary the librarians in The Music Man. Hi.
Hi.
So tell me a little bit about the show itself, about The Music Man.
Okay, so the show is a classic. Everyone knows Music Man. It's about a con man who comes to River City, Iowa, and he falls in love with my character.
I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, it's a long lost cause. I can never win.
Bigger,
For
bigger.
the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin. And you're talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marion.
Through a long process of me resenting him and basically overcoming that through him just loving on my little brother and then showing the town this beautiful color.
I could lie on your floor unnoticed till my body had turned to care.
Right in her face.
Marion.
Spin her to me, gently. The last spin, you're going to take her and just dip her. Right? Dip her. And then roll her out. Yep. 5 and a 6 and a 7 and 8. Lay 1, 2, 3, 4. At that point,
to get the sun back in the sky.
Light a rose, oh, won't you be mine? Light a rose, oh, light a rose, oh, light a rose.
Obviously, you know the stage play, but there's also a wonderful movie that was made of it. Are there any differences between the stage play and the movie version?
Yes, in the movie, the scenes are very different. They can be brought from one scene into the next very easily, and with ours, it's kind of like we're stationary in that, so we really have to work with that with our dancers and just making sure that it's perfect the first time that we do it, and we don't really have the luxury of changing the scene from 2 seconds to the next second.
chest up.
It's almost like, you know, this is like the first rap musical in there, so obviously,
Yeah.
how did you like practice for all that?
It's going. I mean, really, it's just a matter of running it and running it and running it and doing it with the tracks over and over and over again. 76 trombones caught the morning sun with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind.
Here it is.
There were copper
Listen.
bottom timpani and horse platoons.
Da 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 da.
Unbuilding, thundering all along the way. I got to the point where before I went to bed every night, I was at least listening to the Robert Preston soundtrack or running it myself.
The Music Man, Michael Bruno here now. So it's double cast. Both high schools are involved here.
Yes, there are 2 separate casts. Some of them are from Janesville Craig and some of them from Janesville Parker, and the show itself will be at Janesville Parker High School Auditorium.
It's such a great show, and it was great to see behind the scenes of the rehearsal this time. That was kind of neat.
We're trying something new a little bit now because we have so many schools that are having shows opening on the same day. We're going a little bit early now to really do the behind the scenes of what goes on. You can watch these kids in rehearsal process and then see the finished product. We always, have shown, oh, it's all wonderful, it's opening night, and they're in their costume and the sets. And this is really kind of interesting to see how much work they put in.
It is a lot of work.
And these kids are going to school full time and staying at night and learning all these, dancing and singing and
a lot of words in this show.
Oh, a lot of words. The original rap musical.
It is The Music Man, Craig High School, Parker High School at Parker, November 8th, 9th, 15th, and 16th at 7, and 9, 10, 16, and 17 at 1. Tickets at Voight Music in Janesville or Canapton Music Connotes. Probably not right.
Probably napped in music notes.
The Canay is silent.
next week.
Next week we're going to Oregon High School for Guys and Dolls. Another classic.
Another great show.
Another great show. All right. Have a great weekend.
Okay, you too.
Thanks, Michael.
Final check your forecast coming up.